We're in the bathroom again. You know what that means. You can tell a lot is about to happen based on the bullshit that I have on this counter right now. So, I should have got some foils ready. Damn it. Okay. I made a video a while ago where I was very bitchy about this color that I got and was like, this shit stinks. Oh brother, this guy stinks. Anyway, I still have this much. And I had a thought. I was staring at my hair the other day and I was like, the ends, not anymore. The ends were kind of dark. And I thought it would be cool to do red hair, you know, like it is. Try not to bump the shit out of the mic right now. But the ends of it, like the bottom inch or two, is black. Here's my thought process. Right now, the way that it is, the ends of it, most of it, are quite light and red, but I want that red to be higher up. I'm okay with this color and how long my like roots are. They're kind of well more than roots now. I want to lift it higher, but I didn't want to bleach my hair, and I also didn't want to buy bleach because I don't have any bleach. But what I do have is this that is already, excuse you, already the color I want to go, and it will lift my hair because this is 20 volume. So, I'm thinking just do a really janky ombre in the middle section of my hair, like this. Focus it here, because obviously this is fine, it doesn't need any, but this, I want it to be more higher, you know what I mean. I also, before I do that, as much as this is like kind of a look, it's kind of a look, you know? I don't like it. I don't like being able to see this much of my forehead. It just doesn't feel right. I don't think that's how it's supposed to be. I was just gonna grow it out completely and leave it the fuck alone. But I think I need bangs again. I think that's just the reality of the situation, is that I need bangs again. I'm not a fan of whatever fucking McDonald's M is happening at my hairline. I think it looks weird, and I don't like being able to see this much of my forehead, because then I get really self-conscious about this all the time. It looks like a goddamn earthworm, and stop it. Anyway, that's the plan. Use this to do a really janky, half-assed lifting some of the darker parts of this. And then because I know this red does not get as saturated as I want it to be, I'll go over it again with this and then dye the ends with it. But before we do any of that, I'm gonna give myself bangs again, which you've seen me do 7 million bajillion times, and you're gonna see it again for the 7 million bajillion and 1 time. Something else I want to say is my hair is a little bit nasty, and I have done that. Shut the fuck up, Facebook. I'll kill you with a gun. Anyway, I've said this before, when using dyes that have a developer like this, or bleach, I like to have my hair just a little disgusting, because it's like a protective layer of oil on my hair and like grease or whatever, so that hopefully we can mitigate some of the damage that is inevitable. Anyways, that's it. Here's what we're working with. Here's a before. Should probably do that as well. I always forget, and then I'm like filming the time lapse and I'm like, wait, shit, the hair. That's also, I stopped shaving my sides. Look how long this shit is getting, dude. Look at that. We're gonna ignore the fact that I'm still balding there. Just don't look at that. Don't ignore the fact that even though I switched from a side part ages ago, it still will not grow back. Ignore that part completely and entirely. have acquired a healthy heaping of foils. That's just regular aluminum foil, and then I just, as neatly as possible, rip it into strips. Alright, I now have all my sections done. They look like that. I mixed up my dye. It smells like shit. And I'm going to put it on my head in the most half-assed, sloppy way possible, and hope that everything turns out okay. This is what we're looking like. I processed for 40 minutes. Sorry about the terrible fucking mic audio right now. I'm about to wash this shit off. Fucking, here we go. Let's hope it works. Alright, gamers, this is what we're working with. It's definitely lighter. Also, brighter. Not as light as I was hoping it would be, but once again, it's definitely lighter. For example, I don't know if you can see that. That is bleached, but it's lighter. It's not, you know, a super noticeable difference, which is, I was kind of hoping it would be more noticeable. It's better. I think this is serviceable. I think this will do for my purposes. This is, you know, here, I'll put my before and after clips right next to each other, and we'll see if there's like a noticeable difference. There probably is. However, It is 2:30 in the morning. I need to sleep, so I'm gonna do that. The entire time this has been happening, there is a mouse on the loose. Last seen, to my knowledge, in my room, so that's good. Love that. Shout out to this mouse. Hello, we're back. The next day, I was gonna say the next morning, but it has not been morning for several hours. I didn't even wake up in the morning. I woke up at 1:30, I think. Anyway, I mentioned the mouse in my room. That is why I didn't get to sleep until like 4 a.m. I think it was like 5 a.m. We were just trying to catch the mouse. It was harrowing. Anyway, we caught it and we put it outside. Anyways, I got Manic Panic in the shade Raven. I've used this before. I got it for when I did the green hot roots with like black on the rest of my hair, and I really liked it, so I got it again. I have no idea how I want to do this, especially since I have layers, so I guess I'm just gonna try and section based on my layers. Also, it's gonna be a little difficult because I have this stupid bullshit going on, and also my hair is so frizzy and staticky and crispy. One, because using the dye with the developer is a little bit harsh on my already damaged hair, and then also I blow dried it because it was 2:30 and I did not want to have to wait for it to dry to go to sleep. So even though I was up until 5 a.m. anyway, I didn't anticipate that though. I thought I would just be able to go to sleep. My bad. My entire head was it's just like standing away from my shirt. My entire head was doing that when I took it out of the scrunchie at first. So I'm just gonna figure it out. Took so long, like an unbelievably long time. We know I tried my best, okay? I don't know what to tell you. I'm gonna close this door, Goob, if you don't mind. Oh, that's, yep. Let me just, let's, I thought the second side would be easier because I could just go across each section and that would be the same, but I actually found it easier to do this side the same way. Also, I think this side ended up with more sections. Also, the top one is like so thick, it like really feels like I have hair in my mouth and throat. Also, this side was so staticky. I don't know why, I don't know what caused that, but it was driving me insane, which is why there's more random little this on that side, because it just kept falling out. Also, halfway through, I switched to doing twists instead of braids because they were faster and easier to manage. So now I have to figure out how high I want to go with the black. I think it's probably gonna be whatever my guesstimate of an inch is. I think I'm gonna unbraid these to do that, just so I can get a clearer view of like how the hair actually sits, so it looks less fucked up. And I should probably cover them with foil just so I don't make a gigantic mess. We'll see. I need to take a break though because my arms are fucking killing me. So Manic Panic, Manic Panic, please, you put tabs on the foil top. Please make them wider. This doesn't give me even a fraction of the amount of leverage I need for how strongly this is adhered. Please make them wider. Here's what I'm gonna do. Also, I put elastics around the wrists. Not these ones. These would cut off my circulation. Some slightly bigger ones I had to hopefully help keep the govs. And then I almost said gums. Good. the gloves from bunching around my fingers and falling off. I'm gonna clip that up so it's not in my way. All right, probably a good idea to split this into some sort of sections. Oh my god, the static already. I'm almost wondering if I should go over it with the red Manic Panic a little bit to help mitigate some of that static, because it's really bad. And then maybe the black end will blend a little. Can I speak? Can I say words that make sense at all? Am I capable, do you think? I don't think. I do not think. I've never had a thought in my life. Okay, that should help with the static. Probably should have got like a paper towel or something. This is gonna be a mess. I already know it. This is gonna be so messy. Do I know how much an inch is? I think it's like that much. This feels very spooky and permanent, even though it's not. Maybe putting black over top of red feels wrong. I think that's gonna look really cool. I definitely went up a little too high on this one. That's fine. Doesn't have to be perfect or even really that good. I'll take acceptable. Yeah, that one's a little high. That's okay. Okay. And that's one section. Now I need to figure out how the fuck to get that into a foil. The foils are not necessary because it's black and I know this works well. This dye works well. It's just to try and mitigate some of the mess that I know is just gonna happen. So that's the thought process behind that. Looks great. All right, next section. This is gonna take 7 million years. The last time lapse, the second one that I did before after I got the paper towels, that was 40 minutes. So it took a while. Hopefully it'll turn out okay. They're definitely not an inch. My raccoon tails are gonna be completely fucked because this one went really well, and then this one, I always forget that this one is thinner for some reason. I don't know how I ended up with one that's thinner, but it is thinner. So I'm gonna wash the dye off of my face to the best of my abilities and let this process, and then I'll come back when it's done. I have returned, not with a reveal. Last night, I was trying to film a video to like show off my hair. I'll just put the clip on screen. That doesn't look right. So I have sectioned out what I believe to be the problem areas, which is this chunk. And as you can see, some of that does definitely have black on the ends of it. But there are some that are like worse than others. This one's not that bad, but there's some of it that just doesn't have any. This one is pretty bad. This piece got like a ton up the side, but then there's like whole chunks that just don't have anything on it. I'm not gonna film that because it's not gonna be overly interesting, and it's the same thing I did before. Just this time I'm reapplying, and then I don't want to wash my hair again. I'm literally just going to wash the end of each ponytail, probably in the sink, and that'll be that. And then I will show you later, probably when I have my costume on, what it looks like. Anyway, I'm gonna do that.